Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Tara Kindon, the Celestial Manifester, and I'm here to share with you the beautiful charts of the human design and the astrology for this Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. It is definitely an epic energy that we've all been feeling, and this is not just from today. This has been working its way up, and it's kind of been working with us and through us for the last couple of weeks. Like since the Scorpio partial solar eclipse, like it's really working with us. So you've been feeling all the feels. And for those of you who are brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. I can't wait to dive into all the juiciness that's available to all of us in this time. But before I dive in, I just kind of want to give you a little bit of a reminder that you have all of the charts. So when I talk about, certain placements, like that the moon is at 16 degrees of Taurus, and you're like, well, I don't have anything there. You still have the energy. So don't worry if you don't have points or planets there. You still have the energy. You're still feeling all the feels. But for those of you who do have points or fixed stars or, planets there, it's really working with you specifically and personally. So just know that. And then also know this. When I talk to you about the astrology, the human design, and sometimes I'll add on the Venus star point to really bring it all home for you. It's this. I want you to think about a house, and the house has this foundation, right? So when you're building a house, the foundation is first. I like to think of the astrology as your personal foundation. It is immovable. It is what it is. You've got to work with it, but it's there to help give you structure in this lifetime. So it's the nice piece of you that is immovable, but you can work with the energies in ways that are more supportive, more sustainable, and more fulfilling. The human design is more of that energetic influence. How do I energetically move through my life? How do I energetically connect with other people? And this is something we can work with. Of course, we're working with transits on both of them all the time, but it's that you have the ability to either work with, and this is both true for astrology and human design, the higher and lower expressions of said energy. But when you're decorating your home, you paint with different colors, you move your furniture in different ways. Well, if you continue tripping over the same like rug, you're going to move it, right? And this is the ability with your human design. It's a little bit more flexible and it gives you a little bit more self-expression. So think of them this way. And I like to think the Venus star point is like the cosmic heartbeat. It's your connection to, I think your most heart-centered work in the world is what it is. And it's very special. It's very magical. Not a lot of people talk about it, but we are going to slowly introduce you to all of the things as you stay here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's get this baby off the ground. I'm going to share with you. So today is officially, what is today? It's November the 8th. Just for those of you who are curious, November the 8th, 2022. And I'm first going to share with you the astrology because I love to go there first. So this is the astrological chart for the energy today, and I'm pulling it where I am. You can work it backwards to where you are in your life, in your place, in your time. I realize this could be like just a minute forward, so I'm going to edit it and move it a minute forward so that it's at 16 degrees exactly, which should do it. There we go. Boom. So you can see here when it is a full moon. So for those of you who are like brand new, don't worry. You will learn as you spend more time in this space. This is how I have learned through different friends, different instructors, and then just like being in it. It's like riding a bike. You can't just go to school to learn to ride the bike. You actually have to get on it, get a couple scrapes, get a couple bruises. Hopefully you don't miss some teeth, but it takes time. Okay. So deep breath, takes time. When we're looking at a full moon chart, you will always see the moon on one side, the sun on the other side. So in this current chart with the current location, we're working with the Taurus energies in this sixth house. Then we're working with the Scorpio energies in the 12th house. Now, what you want to do is have your own birth chart ready and available so you can look to see, where are my Taurus energies, where are my Scorpio energies, because that's where you're going to be personally working with these vibrations. Now, we have 3 planets over here in our Taurus, which is the North Node, the Moon, and Uranus. Okay. And then we have opposite to that 4 planets over here in Scorpio, right? So we're going to start with the Taurus energy. We're going to talk about the Scorpio energy, and then we're going to also talk about Saturn, because we can't forget about this guy, because he is squaring both of these beautiful energetic sides of the chart. And he's influencing us. So we need to talk about that. But let's go first to here. We've got the moon, which is already surpassed. So it's moved past the North Node. What do you need to know about this? Well, the full moon always illuminates something for us that maybe we didn't see, maybe we've had a blind eye to, and now it's like we're ready to have an awareness. Now, the moon moves over the North Node every month. The moon moves very quickly around the chart. Remember when I was telling you have all the chart? So like things like transiting moon activates these different degrees of your chart all the time, every month. Okay. But what's different about a full moon is that it really illuminates, it brings something to our attention. So when the moon passed over, a couple of hours ago, it would have maybe given you some insights or a vision into the future, or an idea or a concept, or something that moved you emotionally. You might have felt, oh, wow, like I didn't see that before. Oh, wow, something new has come into your awareness. And this is like a beautiful gift from universe saying, hey, maybe you want to track down this path, because North Node is like where we are going and growing in this lifetime. So there is something here for us to move forward into. And remember, Taurus is about building stability. It's about self-worth, our money, our ability to, create a legacy in this lifetime. It can be a very creative energy, a very earthy, connected, luxurious. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So remember, all the beautiful things, all the luxuries of life, the opulence, Taurus folks really want this for themselves and for those in their lives. So this is what we are all experiencing now. The moon is moving closer and closer to Uranus. If you've been with me for a little while, I like to call Uranus that rogue entrepreneur. He kind of does things his own way. He's a little crazy, he's a little out there, but in a good way, because you think like Uranus being an outer planet is like very connected to the multidimensional consciousness. So the insights that he's bringing to us in our feeling, because moon is connected to our emotional set point, our feelings. They do say mother, but I'm more like, think about how you're really feeling right now and in this moment. Like as we rock closer to this place, and we've probably passed it now because I'm recording this a little bit later, but it can shake things up really quickly, unexpectedly. Things you weren't, anticipating might be like, whoa, where did that come from? This is moving too quickly for me, but like ride with it, roll with it. Emotions are energy in motion. They've got to move, they've got to go, they've got to flow. So how can you ground yourself if you're feeling frazzled? Like Uranus is also connected to the nervous system, the electrical system. So there's lightning flashes of insights and inspirations, but it can be a lot, especially if you're prone or you have a tendency to anxiety, to nervous disorders. Like your system can be a little bit like rocked out right now. So what can you do to help bring yourself back to center? Light a candle, eat something grounding. I love this beautiful chevron amethyst. It's a wonderful stone I gave it to all the girls who purchased the celestial box, because it really helps to calm when the world is a little bit bonkers. It helps to bring clarity to the mind. It helps to connect you to your highest version of self. and brings you those insights in a way that's easily digestible. So it was the perfect stone for today's meditation and really connecting to the vision, the future vision, because this is what this energy is bringing to us. So if you are feeling frazzled, if you're feeling a little unraveled, this too shall pass. Please go and ground yourself in whatever way, shape, or form that helps. It can even be through tapping. If you do EFT tapping, that can help ground you, bring you back into your body. Qigong, yoga, anything that helps move the issues out of your tissues and brings a little bit of calming to that nervous system. Now, let's look to the opposite. Remember, we're always working with opposites. And sometimes I think we forget that we have, all of the chart, and we need to be reminded of like, what's on the other side of this? Because we're always so focused in on like, what's happening here and now and in this section, but there is always this other side. And we're learning to love and balance all parts of ourselves, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly. All of it needs to come together because it's what makes us who we are. And the more we learn to accept these sides and bring that together, it gives us this feeling of oneness, if that makes sense. So when we look over to all these planets in Scorpio, and I will say this too, Uranus is also retrograde. So if you think about he's retrograde and he's working with us in this really big way, it can be like I said, really out there, really electrifying. So again, just if you're feeling that, I want you to know you're not alone. I want you to know that like probably many people are feeling that, but they don't know they're feeling it because they're really so disconnected from the way they feel. So kudos to you if you know how you feel and you're feeling all the feels. All right. Let's go over here, Scorpio. So when we look at Scorpio in the 12th house, you think like 12th house, and of course, this is just for this chart. Your Scorpio is going to be somewhere different. And wherever it is, wherever your Scorpio is, wherever your Taurus is, these are the areas of your life, the arena that you're going to be dealing with it in. So look to see where that is so you can really be specific about, okay, I am going to be feeling more rattled over here, but I'm growing something here. Here I'm releasing, cleansing, clearing. You see with Venus here is literally squatting on this ascendant, but like where she is, she's been conjunct the sun when we had the new VSP, which activated on October 22nd. It brought us into a new understanding, a new level of self, a new femininity, a refreshing look at the feminine within all of us. So whether you're masculine or feminine, whether you're man, woman, we are always all dealing with the balance of this feminine energy and masculine energy within ourselves. So she brought you something new and said, hey, like, take a look at this. Maybe you don't want to deal with this anymore. Maybe there's parts of you that are hurt, are feeling, whatever is happening for you. It could be an old trauma that's coming forward again, just like final lens on this. Let's look at this, see it for what it really is. And then let's allow ourselves the gift of release, the gift of letting go, the gift of, yes, I am finally done with this. And I'm so ready to speak the words I need to speak. Mercury's right here behind saying, let's talk about this. Let's go into our higher selves. Let's connect up beyond, the reality of where we physically are to see this from a new perspective and a new lens and give new words to what happened or what is happening so that we can finally be in a place of, I'm okay to finally let this be done so that I can move forward into this beautiful place of where I'm going. And for a lot of you, it's like, maybe you had this identity of who you were, who you are. Maybe you're still working with it. And you're sitting in the shit of it of like, I can't become the woman I want to be because I've had this experience and it makes me less than. It makes me unworthy. What this Taurus energy is illuminating in the Scorpio side is like, I can show you who you can become, but you need to recognize that who you were yesterday is not the same woman you are today, right? Every day, every moment, every second, everything we read, everything we hear, everything we learn, we're constantly in an evolution. We're constantly growing, we're constantly expanding, and it gives us the permission to let go of an old identity. And this is what I feel like is happening with the South Node: cleansing, clearing, releasing, allowing, an opening. This crack in the pottery is letting the light shine in for something beautiful to emerge. So think about that. What do you need to release here? What are you still working with? What came to your awareness when that Libra star point hit, back end of October? Because we've had a couple of weeks. We've also had an eclipse at Scorpio, 2 degrees of Scorpio happen. And there's just this beautiful awareness, because that South Node will move forward eventually over to that 2nd degree, which is where we had that level of awareness, right? Is moving backwards, just so you know. Okay, so there's some elements that you're feeling, experiencing, can potentially be working through. Then Saturn is down here, and we call it a square because he's squaring both the Scorpio planets and points, and he's squaring both the Taurus planets and points. What that is the little leg up. Sometimes people see the square and they go, like, oh my God, it's a square, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, think of it as the leg up. You need a bend, you need the square to stand up. The legs, need to have a square to be able to stand up and get up off the couch. So to do that, to get that leg up, it's an opportunity to lean into all the things that are Saturn: structure, authority. Where do we want to build new structures and authority around our Taurus things, which are money, self-worth, where we're going, what we're doing, and where do we want to give ourselves permission to stand up and get out of the poop, right? So the work with the Saturn in your life to help you finally just be the authority in your life that says, I'm done with this. And I forgive myself. I forgive whomever else I need to. It's a full moon, remember? So it's a beautiful time to release. This is the full moon candle. Y'all know I'm going to share my candles with you. So this is what the full moon candle looks like. So you light that baby up, you write down what you're getting rid of, and you're like, thank you, universe. You can take that one with you because I'm full on done with it. I no longer identify as this person, as this part of me. I'm over it. I'm done with it. Okay. Time to move on. Permission granted. That is all. Okay, there's a lot of other things going on here, but I just these are the main things I want you to look at, to think about, and to be with, because I'm going to share with you now the HD. Hi, welcome back. Let me share with you the HD, friends. All right, here we go. So looking at this chart, you see a lot of openness. And remember, you have all of the chart. You get all the activations at different times of the year, depending on what's transiting, depending on who you're sharing your energy with. They also activate and complete you in different ways. So I want you to look closely here. This is an open G. So desire, desire, desire. You may find yourself feeling, and this is, I'm just going to touch on this quick, because there are a lot of I see a lot of coaches, and maybe that's just because the world I'm in, but 10K months, 20K months, 5K months. I remember when 5K used to be a big deal, and I was like, let's, go all the way into 200K months or whatever it is. You will always we always desire things, but if we're desiring something that is not actually in alignment with something we desire, because we've not been clear about what we want, it doesn't matter how hard you try. If you're one of these people who's I've been doing all the things, I've been taking all the courses, I've been following my coach, and I'm still not getting where I want to go, I can probably guarantee to you that you are misaligned with your desire, that there is a part of you that actually doesn't give a shit about that money. It gives more of a shit about freedom, creativity, being able to spend freely when you want to, but it's not the dollar figure. And when we're chasing things that aren't aligned with our desires, we're actually sending mixed signals to the universe. And universe is like, I don't even know what to do with this right now. So I'm just going to send you whatever. And it's not what you want. And it'll be that message, like what you receive back will be like, well, this isn't what I asked for. This isn't what I want. So then you're rejecting what you've been sent because you weren't clear about what you wanted. And it creates this mixed feeling. Well, if the G center is how we calibrate what we want, and it's funny, I pulled this card before I did this, which is the manifest card. So like, it's just here, it's waiting. It's waiting for all of you. And it's saying, listen, sister, you got to get clear. You can't go after what you don't want. It will not work out. And it is the time right now to sit with yourself, to decide what you desire, seriously desire. Like, how do you feel when you say, the 10K month, the 20K, whatever it is? Does that do anything for you? Does it actually turn you on? Because if it doesn't turn you on, try something different. Because you get an opportunity here with this open head to really like let it all come into you, right? Let all these ideas flow in through to you, because there's an element of transformation that happens here. Pluto is sitting in the 61. So it's like we can transform, we can kill off the old to bring in the new and decide, what do we want? But it has to have a feeling behind it, and a feeling that actually feels good, potential, joyous, and brings you the feelings of all the juiciness you desire. So without that desire, it's going to be very hard to get there. And when we're looking at this chart specifically for this time, in the gate of purpose is the sun and the south node. So we're redesigning, we're almost like you've known for your whole life that you're here to do something amazing. You're here to do something big. You know this. Mercury is also here, okay? So we have Mercury, South Node, and the Sun. And if you remember in the astrological chart, they were all there in Scorpio. So there is something here for you to look at, to clean up, to allow a death, a rebirth, and a transformation to occur in who you are becoming. It gets to be that good, and it gets to be the way you design it. But the only way to do this is to always, so where you are meant to shine in the world, you must learn how to ground, which is the earth. So this is the sun and the earth. The earth is sitting in gate 2, right here, okay? And gate 2 is also got the north node conjunct. Where are we going? Well, in order to go where we want to go, we've got to figure out how to ground ourselves in this thing. This thing is allowing. Can you lean back and allow universe to hold you, support you, and love you as you move forward towards the thing, which means you may not know how it's all going to work out, because Uranus is also here. Remember Uranus, that rogue guy, entrepreneur, being like, hey, I'm super connected to all this super consciousness, multidimensionality, and you got to kind of trust me, even though I'm a little crazy. It's like, can you trust the little crazy right now? Because things are going to move quickly. Things are going to feel like, holy crap. It's going to move quick. It's going to be unsettled, but it's all for your greater good. Remember, North Node is right there being like, let's just do this. Let's just do this. What's the worst thing that happens? You can always be a dishwasher. Just saying. That was always my line until COVID hit. And then that was an issue too. And I was like, oh God, what would I do now? Anyway, I digress. So there you go. Can you lean back into that big universal hug, knowing that you are fully supported? This is the hardest thing to do for most people. They're like, ooh, I don't know. That feels really uncontrolled. Duh. Uranus is there being like, there is no plan here. I mean, there's a higher plan, but can you trust that like you can't see where we're going? Can you just trust it's going to be okay? That's what we're working with. This is literally how you're going to feel this. And it's all on the G. It's all in your heart chakra. So jam your crystals in your bras, friends, and just be like, all right, I know she said to go where we're going to go. I'm going to need to get a little uneasy here. You're going to get a lot uneasy. There's no two ways about this. But Venus is up here being like, look, I got the wisdom. I know, I listen, I got you. I know where we're going. And on the other side of that, that 23 is unconscious Mars. So Venus and Mars are working together here on what we call, this is like the freak to genius channel. Okay. So you're going to get some freakishly amazing insights. And then Mars is going to be like, okay, let's take action on it. This is unconscious Mars. Conscious Mars is over here in the 12. Okay. That's the channel. So there's these insights coming through. Really, they can be so out there that you're like, what's the plan for this? Like, what is the plan? I have no idea where we're going, what we're doing. How will we even? Don't worry about the how. Again, I know this is sounding a little crazy, but it is what it is. Like the energy doesn't lie. The energy never lies. It is what it is. How can you work with it? So if you know, all right, Mars is retrograde. He's also out of bounds, which makes him a little wild, a little uncontrollable, a little like, but there's a trust here that happens. How can I trust in the Venus who's saying, look, I got you. The insights are here. We're figuring how to translate them. We're figuring out how to communicate them. When the words come easily to you, when you can articulate the thing, that's when you know you're in alignment with this Mars. Okay. If you're having trouble communicating the vision, communicating the insights, the ideas, just wait. It'll come to you when the timing is right. And this goes back to that allowing piece. Can I sit back and allow myself to be in this really uncomfortable place where I don't know what's going on, where I don't know, the next moves, where I don't know, who or what I can trust right now? Can you trust in yourself? Can you trust in your desires? Can you trust yourself to make a decision, even though it goes against society? It goes against what you've always known to do, because we're all in this place right now where it's like, yeah, things are getting shaken up a lot. Things are, really uncomfortable, but it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. So you've got here, 13, this is where Saturn is hanging out. Okay. You've got Saturn hanging out here. That's the boss, right? You just have a lot of energy here speaking to us, saying to us, like, there's a trust, there's a level of knowingness, can you lean into that? And Jupiter's in gate 25, which is the gate of spirit, which again is like connection to spirit. It's connection to universe, God, good orderly direction, whatever you want to call it. It's that leaning in. It's that leaning in phase. Now, I will say this, that normally the eclipse happens when it happens, you get the energy for like a 6-month period, but we're actually going to have this energy carry on into 2024 because Jupiter is going to be going back over this 16 degrees. Okay. So there's this, it's going to be here with us till March. I think it's March 2024. But that just in this moment today, you're really feeling all this openness, all this receptivity, all of this amplification. Be aware of who you're around right now. If you're feeling really fearful, if you're feeling really emotional, if you're feeling like you got to get things done and you're under pressure, you have no willpower, no strength, you're really tired and you feel directionless and your head's all over the place. This too shall pass. This is just what you may be feeling today. Can you trust yourself? How can you ground yourself to get into trust, to get into a bigger comfort in yourself? And what else do I want to just finish off here with is that, we've got this manifest card sitting here. Remember, I told you that Saturn was here in the 13. I just want to remind you, this is the gate of the narrative. The story you're telling yourself about yourself is the most important story you will ever tell in this lifetime, because that story you tell about yourself is unconsciously being told to everyone else. So when I say to myself in my bedroom alone, I just think I'm hearing that. But that's the vibration and frequency we're emanating from our heart. We're emanating and magnetizing experiences towards us based on that feeling we have about ourselves. Your feelings are everything. I'm going to stop the share here. I'm going to come back to you and just like love you up for a hot second. I'm going to pull a couple of cards quick. And I also wanted to remind you, for those of you who do like to write full moon and new moon wishes, this book here, The Power Wish by Kaiko, I probably just butchered that. It's a wonderful book. It's so insightful, so great. So remember, Manifest was the card I pulled when we first kind of got together. When we first got together today. Be Fearless is on the back right now, but let's just see what we got, what we're working with for the rest of, this energy. And like I said, it's going into March 2024. So I think whatever we pull right now is just going to be this beautiful way. Let's see what we get. I'm going to pull 3 because I like pulling 3. It's kind of my thing. So here we go. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. Okay, number 1, rest and relax, rest and relax. Again, like lean back into that support and knowing you are physically supported. Throat chakra. Again, communication, learning how to communicate your needs, your desires, your wants, and connecting to the leaders who help you fulfill that. Nobody's really talking about desire. They're talking about like, let's make this big thing happen. But like, if your heart's not in it, if your feelings can't get behind it, it doesn't matter how much you want it. You'll never calibrate to it. You got to match the frequency of the thing. And higher self. Okay, rest and relax. Throat chakra, higher self. So let your higher self speak to you. The only way to do that is to go and chill. So if your nervous system is all a wreck, figure out what you got to do to just like ground, settle, and be in the magic. All right, darlings, that is everything. I'm so grateful that you are here. You spent this time with me. I'm just going to keep this to like a half an hour, but good luck to that. Maybe I'll get better with age. Like a fine wine. All right, everyone. I am just so excited to continue to do these for you. The views keep getting better, so I guess that's a sign. It's a good thing. And what's coming up? So for those of you who are curious about the divine feminine frequency, look, it's $11. It's a beautiful way to connect to your divine feminine every single day. I give you the insights around where the moon is and where Venus is. And that is all the feels. That is all the feels you need to know to really help you kind of align to the frequency of receiving. So if you've been kind of like pushing things away, it's going to open you up to a new way to receive all the love, all the abundance, and help you learn what it feels like to be in receivership. It's a beautiful place. It's on Boxer. It's $11. I'll put the link below. And then also the Celestial box, which is going to be January, February, March, where you spend 3 months with me and we go through all of these charts. We have ceremony, we have beautiful experiences that help elevate you in not just your feminine frequency, but understanding your own energy. Okay. You get a personal reading with me as well, which helps you go deep and, as mystical and magical as you want to go. And it's a beautiful way for you to give yourself the permission you've been waiting for, looking for, to help you open up your heart to receive all the juicy goodness that is here for you. I want you to see that for yourself. I can show you where your desire is, but you need to step into what does it look like for you to embody it and to be in it, to be all in it. Like no more just kind of like standing on the line, standing on the fence, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's like you're going all in. You've got this one life to live and it's here now and it's time. It's so time. No more fence sitting. This is your time to be big, to be bold, to be bright. All right. So much love to all of you. Thank you so much for sharing your time, energy, and your love with me. And I will see you on the next video. Bye, everyone.